independent, going to the bathroom by yourself. Able to use forks and spoons to eat from the food that's been given to them on their own. That's what's happening around too. Able to turn the page, attempting to dress themselves, and begin to build. Beginning to build. Allahu Akbar. And two. Now some of the things about emotional development. Round two. Being very self-centered. Just beginning a sense of personal identity. Sense of belonging. Possessive. We've seen these. This is a stage in this development. Often negative. Often frustrated. Enjoys physical affection. Resistant to change. But this is normal in that development in terms of where we are now and becoming independent. Allahu Akbar. And then we know there's the social development, then there's intellectual development. For all of these developments, we have to maximize efficiency. Transformation of thought is required in what? In the individual, but also in the group. The individual and group climate transformation. Climate. You know, you man put a book out, Islam's Climate for Business Success. Right. This is climate. Climate is a certain atmosphere. Climate is a certain environment that welcomes everyone's participation. This is the kind of transformation we want. I just retired from the military, as was mentioned in the bio. When I became a chief, I was in intelligence. And then they sent me to a different job. They started a new project that they was fielding. It was the biggest project in the military's history. They were going to combine all the different systems from every service. You know, the Army has like 100 different systems. The Air Force has so many different systems. They're going to put them all in one system. Now, some of you may have heard about this. It's called diners. And they had a system. And they had phases to implement the system military-wide. So they put me in charge. This was the second largest command. They put me in charge of handling the cultural change, because the language was going to change significantly for everybody. Everything was going to change involving this system. So they had 4 phases. And I looked at the rollout phases, and being in charge of change and communications management, I saw something else in it. And the stages were this. They had transfer, transition, transformation, and optimization. That was for project management implementation. But I looked at it and I saw it for change in communication and cultural change, changing the thinking. So I added 2. I broke the last one out to these different steps. It was transfer, transition, transformation, optimization, and performance. I call it triple TOP, and I began to promote that in the Air Force. Triple TOP, not triple dot. We know about that too. But triple TOP. Now, what is transfer? What is transfer? Transfer is to move oneself from one way of thinking to another. That's step 1. Step 2, transition, a change in behavior. Step 3, transformation. The process of developing a new mind, a new thinking, and a new body, a behavior with a heart. Optimization. Optimize is an opportunity to show change. And then the 5th one is to perform. Success. Proving that you changed. Proving that one has changed. So this was with the different steps that we begin to implement to change the culture, to change the thinking in the people. Now, it's nothing new. This has really been a process that the military has always instituted, because it's based on how to get results. You know, I came in the military as a youngster, didn't have any rank. The first thing they begin to give you is drill. The process of drill. And we know drill means to teach. It means to train. But they put it in this structure because they got to maximize it. They got to get you where they need you to be so you can perform and get that mission completed. People come from all walks of life with all kind of thinking. So they have to put them in this drill so they can have effective individual and also team synergy. The individual transforms and also the team transforms together. And the first thing is priority of authority. Priority of authority. They got these same stages. Particularly firstly, transfer, transition, transform, denationalization. All right, what do? They got what's called in drill to start this process. They got what's called preparatory command. Preparatory command. Here they beginning to move one individual from one way of thinking to another. So they got to prepare the mind. So if I was to use my military voice to do a preparatory command, I'm in the Air Force, so we got flights and squadrons. I would say, flight! They get their mind start to think, what's coming? And then I would give what's called the command of execution. Now where the transition comes. 10, put! Okay, behavior starts to change. Now from that point, we go into transformation because I start to give general orders now. Because they're starting to get it, they're starting to move, the thinking is changing, the mind is changing, the body is moving. And then it becomes a part of it. So when they're not in the drill formation, when they're in the work environment, when they're at their mission, they're still moving like that. They expedited the thought process to transform the thinking. So they can get the job done. Now that didn't do to us. The nation used the same concept, the same principles. They instituted that too, and we made a lot of progress with that military form. You know, and then we got some here that were part of the fruit, and it was a little different. The preparatory command was fruit. Attention, same thing. And they started to move individually, but as a body. But the whole body began to move. And then the general orders began to come. Now, before I came, I spoke to one of the pioneers in my community, Brother Earl. He was Earl 4X. Came out of Cleveland. He was one of the top performers back then, doing 1,000 pages, 1,000 the fish a week. And he had a full-time job working for Chrysler. Earl Holcomb. He and his wife together, they go back to 1955. So I was messing with his mind, getting to think about those orders. He gave me a couple of general things that came. Now the military people will see how similar they are. And this will give some others some flashbacks. But this here was to take charge of all temporal property in view. Now someone said, yeah, I remember that. That's right. Yeah. To walk my post in a perfect manner, keeping always on alert. Some never stop doing that. We're not going to stop doing that. That's right. Right. To be watchful at night during the time of the meeting. To leave my post only when properly relieved. Heard one brother say he ain't left his post yet. Right. That's right. To salute all officers and stand at night case. Receive and obey all instructions passed on by the one being relieved. Never breaking communication. To talk to no one except in the line of duty. Got to stay focused. Right. You got time to obey all officers. And there was more. But this is the transformation was happening. The general orders were coming. And the whole community began to move. Oh, yes. The same thing happened when the Imam came in. They have it written that he transformed the nation. They use the word transform. That's right. Transition and transform the nation of Islam. Same thing happened. Islam has the same for us. This same thing. Same steps. We have our preparatory command for us for prayer is the adhan. Whatever we're doing, we hear that, we got to stop now. We got to start thinking. Am I clean? Do I get mind getting ready? Start to move. Then there's the command of execution, the transition, the iqamah. We have to stand up now. And then now here's transformation, the end form, the prayer. We start with the prayer starts. For Ann is coming in. And then the job is when you get finished praying, to optimize performance is that you're supposed to act. You're supposed to act. And the Ma'un, Allah talked about the one who was praying but didn't act. He's praying, but he's neglectful. And it's showing that he didn't get to the stage 4 and 5 when he had the opportunity to show it. He was neglectful. They say what you think is revealed by what you do. What you do reveals what you really believe. So we have to understand that the changed mind, or the new or changed thinking, doesn't really occur until step 3.